Do you struggle when you're in crowds or when you're in a group of people because of your social anxiety? We're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist. I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today I want to talk about social anxiety, one of my favorite topics because I have been living with social anxiety my entire life and I'm raising 3 kids with social anxiety. So this one I get on a very, very personal level. And I want to talk to you today about a struggle that many of us have with social anxiety and kind of a way to hack your way through this issue. But before I get started, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified because I do make new videos every Thursday. So with social anxiety, and I don't know about you, but this happens to me, and I think it happens to most people with social anxiety. When we are in a social interaction, or especially for me, and maybe different for you, when I'm in a group of people, normally an unstructured social event is when my social anxiety is the most triggered, when I'm around people in a non-structured environment, like a party or something. When you're interacting with people or when you're talking to one person, a lot of times our social anxiety will interject and it will start to narrate what's going on in that interaction. I'll give you an example. You're talking to somebody and then your social anxiety is like, I don't think she's really interested in this. You've been talking a long time. Maybe you're talking too much. You should let her talk. Or you know what? I don't even know if she's your friend. I feel like you are so low on her friend list that this is embarrassing that you're even trying to talk to her. That's just an example. Your self-talk might be something different. But more often than not, when we have social anxiety, when we are interacting socially, we are not 100% there. We are 90% somewhere else. And we are 90% thinking about how this person does not like us, or if we're messing something up, or how are we being viewed by this person. We're like external. We're like away from the situation, viewing it as a third person. Does that sound familiar to you? It definitely sounds familiar to me. And one thing that I have tried through my 50 years of social anxiety, but I don't think I was a baby with social anxiety. So maybe my 40 years of social anxiety, 45 years of social anxiety, who knows, forever ago. I have started to pay attention to what the talk is when I am interacting with someone. Especially for me, it's when I'm in a group. When I'm one-on-one, my social anxiety at this point is pretty quiet. It's like I've worked so much on my social anxiety. But put me in a group setting, especially a small group setting, well, actually even a big one too, but when I'm actually interacting with people, and that social anxiety voice is super loud. And when I put my attention on noticing that and quieting down, that really does help. And what I have done is I have redirected all my attention on the people that are talking and finding them interesting and seeing them as human beings and what do they have to share. Everybody's got a story. Everybody is fascinating if we just give them space to be who they are instead of bogging our mind down with the thoughts that come with social anxiety. It's not about us. And when we have social anxiety, we make it about us. And it's not that we're self-centered, but it's all about us. Do they like us? Did I say that right? Is this conversation going well? How am I going to end this conversation? Do you worry about that? I do. Sometimes I'm like, I have to go and I don't know how to wrap this up, or this conversation is going to end eventually and I don't know how to wrap it up. And it's like it just got started. Sometimes when you notice that happening, refocus your attention and just really get into what they're saying, or really get into their story, or really get into what you want to ask them. And when we do that and we show up authentically, genuinely for the people or person that we are talking to, social anxiety gets quieter because we're so immersed and excited or engaged in what they're saying that people are interesting. If we just let social anxiety be quiet for a minute, people are interesting. And those relationships can actually develop in a more genuine way when we are showing up 95 to 100% in a conversation versus 90% checked out, 10% in the conversation, right? So try that next time and just see if you can shift your attention and say, let me really get into what they're talking about. Oh, there's that voice again. No, let me really get into what they're talking about. And see if that makes a difference, because what you might notice is that you get more comfortable, you get less anxious, and you start to actually have real good conversations. Well, I hope that you find the sparkle in everything you do. I'll be back again next Thursday with a new topic. Take care.